Welcome back to Light the Fuse and a very special episode of Light the Fuse. As always, this is Drew Taylor, and joining me is Charles Hood.
Hello, Drew. Yes, it is me, Charles. And it is a very special episode.
Why?
Just like a one, what were you?
I was saying, when they have there's an issue episode of your favorite,
right?
Yes. One of the kids from Home Improvement is caught stealing.
Saved by the Bell, right? Wasn't there a Saved by the Bell?
Yeah, Saved by the Bell. Yeah,
where she was taking speed or something to do her homework.
Yeah.
Is it that kind of special? I think it's more of like a celebration, kind of, right?
But it is, but you did get caught stealing. You stole my heart.
Wow, the suspense. You really had me there for a second.
Yeah.
That's good to know that I stole your heart.
You did. Many years ago, and now that's what got us into this predicament.
Yes.
But we first want to thank everybody who has listened to the show. Charles, we started this show 5 years ago. Can you believe that?
Yeah, June 4th, 2018 was our first episode.
Wow, so this is literally 5 years later.
Yes.
Wow.
Almost to the day, 5 years after our very first episode. Kind of insane.
We've alienated our spouses. You rarely see your children, but it was all for the greater good of Light the Fuse, and we want to thank everybody.
Yes. Thank you all so much. It's been amazing to do this every week. We've had an episode for 5 years, but not next week.
No, we're taking a little breather. We're going to Hawaii. No, we're not. We're actually working even harder, but...
Yes.
We can't tell you why.
We can't tell you, but we can tell you that we are taking Light the Fuse to the next level. We're just taking off a few weeks. That's all, just to get something special ready for you. Stay tuned right here. We'll be telling you all about it more. Can we say what day?
Yeah, say what day.
Okay. Tuesday, June 27th. So just mark your calendars. Get ready for that. We're so excited to share this with you and to, of course, dig into the new movie, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Mark your calendars. What's that date again, Drew?
Let me check my
You forgot
calendar
already.
Here is looking like Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, June 27th.
Good.
You don't have to resubscribe. You don't have to subscribe anywhere else. Just stay right here. What else could they listen to, Charles?
Well, I guess in the meantime, you can check out our back catalog. Of course, we do want to give you a little bit of a heads up. Our back catalog will be disappearing from some of the podcast platforms in the coming weeks, but don't panic. It will still be available on our website, LightTheFusePodcast.com, and on SoundCloud. If you listen to our show on your commute or whatever, when you're walking the dog or whatever you do, you can always download the SoundCloud app, and our show is on there if you search for Light the Fuse Podcast. And it's a good app. I've been testing it out on my phone and playing around with it, and it's a good app for listening in your car or whatever. And so you can check out all of our old episodes going back to 2018, June, 5 years ago. Let's just reflect here for a second.
Okay, let's reflect.
Obviously, our first guest was Lorne Balfe,
who has become a big part of our lives and a part of the show, and we're very excited to talk to him.
And a hopeful father figure, as always. And
yes.
We're still pushing for that. He's talked about getting us kilts, although I know that there was a copyright issue with the kilts, but whatever. So we'll clear that up in court. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll clear that up in the future.
Yeah.
But when we got Lorne years ago, we were starting the show, and then it's amazing because we never saw it really as an interview show, but it became an interview show after we talked to Lorne, and then Lorne got us in touch with Eddie Hamilton, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think that's the chain of events. And yeah, it's just amazing to think back. The first time we talked to Eddie, he was working on Top Gun at the Bruckheimer office in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And that was like late 2018.
Yes.
And then we had...
And then I saw McCory at the 3D screening at the IMAX headquarters of Mission Impossible Fallout. It was the first 3D screening that McCory was seeing it in 3D. And there was an audience there. He did a Q&A, and I went up and talked to him afterwards. And I was like, hey, we've got a podcast about Mission Impossible. We talked to Lorne Balfe, and we talked to Eddie Hamilton. And McHugh just goes right in and just says, oh, well, then I guess you have to have me next. And then so we had McHugh on the show for the very first time. That was by the end of 2018. And then at that point, we were like, I guess we interview people on this show.
Listen, we were running low on stuff to talk about ourselves, so I welcomed the pivot.
I was relieved to get people to talk to about these movies, and it was amazing to to talk to them about the filmmaking and everything. And so, yeah, and then obviously from there, we ended up getting Brad Bird. Not long after that, we got Robert Elswit. I think McQuarrie got us Robert Elswit, the great Oscar-winning cinematographer. We talked to Brad Bird in a mega 3-part episode, and then we got so many people who have done so many amazing things for these movies, all the incredible craftsmen and just incredible artists who make these movies. And
I would say these people don't just do incredible things for these movies, but these people do incredible things for movies in general. I mean, people like Paul Hirsch, Michael Kaplan, Mary Jo, and Marianne. I mean, these are people that, you know, it's really amazing who we've had on the show. And it's a shame that we're ending it for good and salting the earth of life. Is that what's happening, Charles?
No, it's not. It's not all over. Don't worry.
Okay.
Just stay tuned. Everything's going to be good. We're just taking a little bit of a break for the first time in our lives, even though it's not really a real break because we are working harder than ever.
Yes.
We've got something in the works for you that you're going to be very excited about. I just have to also say, because all the names we've mentioned, of course, so many incredible artists. Like you said, Paul Hirsch, who we had on the show multiple times, Oscar-winning editor of Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. But I also want to just say that the most surreal thing ever that we talked to Brian De Palma on this show, and that was just one of the most incredible things that's ever happened. To talk to Brian De Palma about the first Mission Impossible and about his career was just amazing. So yeah, there's so many episodes. Go back and listen to all of them in preparation for the new movie, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Anything else, Drew?
Well, I just want to say that, you know, we couldn't do the show without the listeners and the fans. We appreciate you guys so much, and we will keep you abreast, obviously. But I also want to thank the creative team of the upcoming movies because they have been so helpful. And I don't know, we have them on the show and we love them so much, but without McQuarrie and Tom and Eddie and Lauren and so many of those people, we wouldn't be where we are now, and we love them so much. And so I just wanted to say that.
Very well said. And to our Patreon subscribers, I know the Patreon is, we're not accepting new Patreon subscribers, but the ones who are still there, they have access to our old bonus episodes. Cannot thank them enough. Please, if you go to our website, lightthefusepodcast.com, you go to the episode guide, you look at all the different episodes, which we have a great new way of sorting episodes. You can go through and search by crew position. You can sort by alphabetical, whatever you want. It's awesome. But also, while you're on the website, please go to that sponsors tab and look at the list of all the people who have sponsored our show on Patreon and made it possible up to this point. We've done the show for 5 years because of them. So I have to thank them.
I think Jacob from Holland needs another shout out because he was really sad. He wanted to hear his voice one more time. I think we need to give it to him. Jacob from Holland.
Yeah, I think he's been around.
We love you.
As long or longer than anyone else.
Yes. And thank you guys for just going on this journey with us. The ups, the downs. I mean, I hope that you got something out of it, that you understand movies a little bit better, that you appreciate these movies in particular. And yeah, it's been a wild 5 years. Thank you for putting up with me, Charles, and my insane accents.
It's been a pleasure. And of course, we have to give a big shout out to Kevin Blumenfeld for our legally dissimilar music. Dissimilar-ish, right? I mean, he's been sort of getting away with it. I know he's been on the run for a while, but we'll see how that shakes out. And also to Luke Burson, who has edited and mixed the large majority of these episodes and has done an amazing job for us as well. So big thank you to them.
And we want to remind everybody to come back right here, Charles. Same bat time, same bat channel, June 27th. Come back for a very special announcement that will give you some insight into the future of this show.
Thanks again for listening, everyone. Before we go, another mission, should you choose to accept it, please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And remember that you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at LightTheFusePod, and email us questions or comments at lightthefusepodcast@gmail.com. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.